If you feel like you're stuck in Fortnite, this is the video you need. I am a Fortnite coach with 6 years of experience, and today I'm going to prove to you that the reason you're stuck isn't because you don't edit fast enough or put the time in, it's because you focus on the wrong things. So here is what helps me improve faster than any of the hundreds of videos I watch, and what will make you pretty much unbeatable. Most of your practice is actually making you worse. You probably spend hours in creative doing the same edit courses over and over. You chase speed, flashy edits, and perfect aim routines, but a lot of that won't help you in a real game. The players that are winning every fight aren't grinding anymore, they're training smarter. They fix the small decisions that decide fights before mechanics even matter. Start training what actually shows up in real fights and not just sitting in a training map for 2 hours straight. That shift alone will make you improve way quicker than you ever have before. You let fights start without you in control. Most players will get into a fight by having to react to their opponent. You get tagged, pushed, and now suddenly you're scrambling with no control. The best players in the world don't let that happen. They position first. Here's a great example. I usually drop Battlewood Boulevard, and sometimes I'll see that a nearby POI, like Ripped Tides, is blue, basically meaning there's a much higher chance of a legendary chest. I will then wait near the outside of this POI, knowing that there's a high chance of a player rotating out of that area. I would then see this player first, get a massive beam on them, allowing me to win the fight instantly. So before you push anyone, ask yourself if you already control their options, give yourself a way to escape if needed, and make sure to get 100+ beam on every single fight. When you start fights with an advantage like that, you stop losing 90% of fights. You're way too predictable. So many players drop in front of a wall, instantly swing their pickaxe and gets 200 pumped. You should never do this. Instead, hold your shotgun out and pre-aim where they will be after the edit. This allows you to get an easy shot off a lot of the time. Also, break the pattern. Fake pickaxe swings or hold edits longer than expected to try and mess with their rhythm, and this can make them look slow. This isn't about being faster, it's about being smarter with the way you move. Do this and you'll create openings that feel completely free. You stand still when you should be moving. Inside your box, you freeze or make the same predictable edits. That's why good players can always pre-fire and pre-box most players. Start moving differently, change heights randomly, fake edit out in a direction, make your body impossible to track. So many players just won't know how to counter this, and you'll become unreadable. The way you move inside your box wins way more fights than most players think. You take every fight straight up instead of forcing mistakes. Why would you want fair 50-50 fights? You don't. So stop doing a nice piece control play, then jumping into a box with your opponent and losing. After doing things like a double edit down, just stay up on top, tag them and reset, because then there's no consequences if you miss your shot that way. Build this habit and you'll stop losing fights in the dumbest ways. Momentum is key. The seconds of time where you're freaking out over all the options you have, you give your opponent so much control of the fight. You need to start trusting yourself and fully commit to your decision fast. If you look at a pro, they are always moving and always thinking about what they're going to do next. Every moment you do nothing is a moment you lose control, so stop that and you'll be way more dominant in fights. Piece control beats mechanics every single time. You can have fast edits, but if you try place a wall and your opponent already placed one of their own, they now control the fight. Real piece control is about reading the opponent, taking their wall, replacing their floor, and cutting every escape. Throw ramps in their face, pre-build where they want to run. When you control the space around them, the win becomes easy, and this is the skill gap that nobody talks about. Your practice routine is missing the hard parts. You warm up for 5 minutes, then queue. That's why you lose all of your games. Build a real system. Take short breaks when you're playing bad. Warm up with actual fight scenarios for 10 to 15 minutes. Review every death and ask what you missed. Play ranked with purpose instead of mindless W keying. Jump into realistics against better players. Improvement isn't random, it's a system, and you'll improve way faster than you ever would grinding for 10 hours a day. People watch Peterbot and try copy his mindset without the hours behind to prove they deserve it. That's why it doesn't work. Peterbot has this confidence because he earned it. He followed steps like these, watched hours and hours of pro gameplay, and worked hard to get as good as he is. Once you feel like you've put enough effort in and worked hard enough, that mindset will follow because you genuinely believe you deserve it. So hopefully I've proved to you just a little bit that you've been focusing on the wrong things. If you actually start using these habits today, I promise you your fights will feel so much easier, your rank will actually improve, you'll stop wondering why you're stuck and start seeing real progress. But anyway, if I helped you out even just a tiny bit in this video, or even just made you think of something in a different way, please like and subscribe because I'll have way more great content coming out.